that's supposed to be the catacombs? Looks like the sewer system.
Patience. This is just the beginning. The chain comes out of the shaft and disappears into the water. That's most strange. What are Pictish glyphs doing here on English medieval walls? The house in connection with an amphora. That could mean a store. Amphoras were used back then like barrels are today. An earlier version of a torch, and I've never seen this symbol before. A bird usually represents the death of a person, and we've got a head which fits with this, from whoever. The fish is the symbol for the first day after a new moon. With a hand though, that doesn't make sense. The house in a circle, that's a new one for me. That could point to a family property or inheritance. Death on its own without any other glyphs isn't a good sign. Adrian? These symbols look like Pictish glyphs. Obviously an ancient form of writing, more than 6,000 years old. So I'm wondering what business have they got being on these walls?
Maybe one of my ancestors thought they looked nice? Do you know what they mean?
Sort of, but don't ask me how you vocalize them. Looks like we're in a dead-end street.
But it can't be though. It has to continue somewhere. Maybe there's another secret passage.
Certainly not out of the question. Keep your eyes open.
A hefty chain. It's hanging into the water. There are hieroglyphics etched all around here. Did the druids build these walls? Here's an illustration of a house and a jar. Here's a pitchfork and a flower. There's a bird and a head chiseled in here. There's a fish and a hand on this column. I think that's supposed to be a house, or a shack. A bird relief. A candle for the dead. A construction light, just like the ones all around the castle, except without any power. A power socket, but does it have an electricity supply? Great, an extension cable. So now I've got the option to connect something up down there. Here's the end of the extension cable. Energy. Empty. I'm guessing that they used to store wine or beer here back in the day. Those days are long gone, though. Boxes of empty wine bottles. Just in case there's a life for me after Mordred, I'm gonna give this castle a real cleanup and throw out all of this old junk. Well, I'll hand the job over to Edward, of course. A shelf of wine bottles. As far as I can tell, they're all still full. 1953. Either extremely valuable or completely disgusting. Valentina! Can you hear me?
Yes?
Must be a seriously heavy water bucket if you need a chain like that to lift it. That's the water pump, which they use to pump away the extinguishing water. It's a real monster, and ancient, too. I'm surprised that thing even works. Quite a clear design. The motor's on the right, the pump device is on the left. The two are connected with a long shaft. You can turn the pump on and off with that. You can even adjust the direction of rotation and the speed. Theoretically, I could pump the cellar full of water again, slowly or quickly. I think that's the power connection for the water pump. I guess there were no power plugs back then. Oh, that's just one pole. Does this thing use direct current? So I wonder where you attach the other pole. There are metal grates lying around the well. No idea what they're for. The power cable is now hanging through the grill and straight into the water. The wire rope is wrapped tightly around the pipe. I guess it's an earth for the water pump. Or is it the second pole? I'll put the cable into the connecting terminal on the pump. There's a thick electric cable hanging from the roof, just above a puddle of water. Craig was right. It isn't safe down here. If it weren't for me being a former student of physics, I'd call that kind of action suicide. Now the end of the cable's hanging directly in the water. The bucket is half full of a white salt, probably for when it's icy. I'll take a handful of grit salt with me, just in case I have to help some old grandma cross an icy street. I'll give the pepper and chilies a miss. The puddle's seasoned enough. I guess that's the main switch for the electricity in the cellar. Who needs fuses if you've got such a big lever? The electricity is on. I should be careful where I step and what I touch. If I wrap the chain around the drive shaft, I could use the water pump as a winch. I hope the motor's powerful enough. I can't wind the chain anymore. Something's blocked.
What are you up to? I'm impressed.
I'll tie the rope to the column here and let it down the shaft. Damn, and I thought I'd pulled the plug out of the bath. What the heck's a cage doing down here in the middle of the catacombs? Good to know. I could lock up unwelcome visitors in here.
It really would have been better to have taken a hotel room.
If I pull on the rope, that ought to be visible up above. Valentina,
Yes.
what do you think's going on with this cage?
I don't think that's a cage, in the usual sense.
How come? Isn't it a wonderful torture device, especially with the water?
Oh, right. So that's your interpretation of a normal cage usage.
Don't forget, I'm being possessed by an 800-year-old tyrant. I've hung the rope into the well.
What are you thinking of doing with the rope?
When I pull on it, you turn on the winch up there and let me down. When I'm running out of air down there, I'll pull again and you winch me back up.
I think I can manage that. Adrian, are you down there?
Sorry, you must have dialed the wrong well. Okay, hold your breath. That was close. It's just getting better and better here.
Adrian? Adrian! Is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm okay. It's a little touch and go, that's all.
Is everything really? Wow. I've never seen anything like this. Isn't that just so impressive?
Well, I'm so glad you like my humble wine cellar. Now that's what I call a door. Solid stone with iron bands and 6 locks. Ginormous statue of a guy with a sword, without a head. Could that be Mordred? Looks like an offering dish to me. Oops. There's a metal capsule hanging between the chain links. Is that a little door? So it is a door. And inside the capsule there's a golden key. Or maybe just gilded. I'll try it in all the locks. Well, the key fits in all the holes, but it won't turn. I'll leave it here. There's a rusty broken sword lying on the ground here. No idea how that could have got here.
Forged by an expert hand. Simple, precise, and deadly.
Adrian, what have you got there?
Regrettable that the passing of time has taken its toll on such a fine weapon. It's no more than a rusty bar of steel. Yet the hilt has lasted well. I will.
Adrian,
What?
what's happening to you?
I've no idea. I must have blacked out. I'm back now. A rusty helmet. Somebody probably lost it. A stone coffin, I'm thinking.
What are you doing?
I'm opening the coffin?
Have you ever heard of rest in peace?
What? When there could be something inside that's vital to our mission?
I just don't think this is right. Not one bit.
I can't get the lid open any further, but it's moved enough to see inside. Pretty damn dusty. There's not much left of the corpse. There's an arrowhead in here. Still looks pretty good. I'm gonna take that with me. There's a weird disc thing lying among the bones.
That looks like a round shield a warrior might use.
Something sticking out of the dust. A piece of jewelry, shaped like a fish. There are only a few bones in here, nothing else. There's a small boat here. Idea how that works. Looks like some kind of a scale, and it's connected to these chains. Now, what should I weigh? The last key didn't fit. Maybe this one here. I'll try it in all the locks. Well, the key fits in all the holes, but it won't turn. I'll leave it here. There's something different about this tablet. There's only one of these reliefs here. A strange death's head with a huge mouth? No idea what that's supposed to be. 7 people standing around the place. Oh no, 3 of them are lying down. Are they sleeping or are they dead? A whole load of symbols. Fish, crown, no idea, bones, and so on. Valentina,
Yes.
looks like someone scratched their memoirs on the wall.
The hieroglyphics on the wall seem to be describing certain things which were dangerous for them back in those days.
Bread being important I can get. But a bone?
No, I don't mean each symbol on its own, but a row of symbols describes a person, for example.
So like, bread would belong to a baker then?
Yes, but it can also describe other people. Bread was baked by bakers, sold by traders, and also then eaten at some point.
Does it say how you get the door open as well?
Right now, I don't see any connection.
A couple of sticks of dynamite could come in handy right now.
I doubt it. It has to be the case that only people of pure heart can go further down. Dynamite is a somewhat brutal option. A very strange depiction. What can it mean? Ah, I'm sure that represents the Black Mirror. The death's head is symbolic of death. 7 people, all a little different. Could they perhaps represent different societal groups from their time back then? 3 people are lying down, 4 are standing. In the middle, there's an altar chiseled in. I don't know all the symbols, but they seem to be describing something. At least it looks like they've been divided into 7 groups. Perhaps each of the symbol sequences describes one of the people on the upper half. You see that there?
Yeah. Those aren't hieroglyphics.
That's Latin. Your ancestors must have written that.
And what does it say exactly?
A warning. Beware, guardians of the shades. They will take possession of your soul as soon as you venture into the dark.
Shades? Is that some kind of metaphor?
No, I don't think so. In the Book of Guardians, it said that Marcus had to battle through an army of shades that his brother had summoned out from the mirror.
Makes sense. First Mordred, now Shades. Well, my soul's not gonna get bored, that's for sure. A hole the size of a hand. No idea how deep it is. What's that? A map?
Yes, it could be a map of this place.